he sent me in WhatsApp. So TKR in valgus knee, a lot have been talked by my previous speaker, and we know it's a challenging case, and normally it's not very uncommon to see in our practice the valgus deformity, especially when the patients in either a post-traumatic or sometimes most of the cases are inflammatory with inflammatory arthritis. So what are the important things to be considered in valgus knee? First thing is whether you should see it's a fixed or correctable valgus, and you should assess the bone loss and hypoplasia of the tibial and femoral condyle and contracture, whether it is anterior or posterior capsular contracture. And the most important part is status of the MCL, because type 3 valgus described by Ranawat, usually you have laxity of the MCL, and in those such type of cases, you should be ready with a constant implant also. So this is a story of 47-year female bilateral knee pain. You can see, and with a gross opening of bilateral knee pain, and she has a valgus deformity on the right side, type 2 valgus deformity, type 1 valgus deformity on the left side. And right side, you can see there's a gross opening of the stress field. There's a gross opening on the medial joint line also. So the main thing is whether you go with the medial parapatellar approach or lateral parapatellar approach. It depends upon the type of valgus deformity you're dealing. Most of the type 1 and type 2 you can go jolly well with a medial parapatellar approach, but some of the type 3 deformities, to have extensive lateral lesions, you can go with a lateral parapatellar approach. I will not discuss because this has been discussed by a previous speaker. And so it's a medial parapatellar approach. Most of the type 1 and type 2 deformity can be addressed. I think the video is not running. Some issue is there. The internet is slow here in Calcutta because of rain. So the second important part is the maintaining a quadrangular gap, which is very important, as described by Sandeep also. And I usually don't. I prefer the Ranawat technique, and that is the pike resting of the posterolateral corner, which is very important, because that will most of the time in type 1, type 2 valgus knee, usually you have contraction on the posterolateral part also. They just with a sharp blade, if you pike rest it, you can get a quadrangular gap. But in some of the type 3 contracture, you may have to release the iliotibial band and the popliteus also. And this is the post-op X-ray of the both knee. And last week also she came to show her daughter with a fibula fracture, and we have a follow-up video also. Hope this video run. Yes. So it's almost 7 years follow-up for this patient, 7 years follow-up. Now she is doing well. So what is important? The fixed valgus is, yes, it is a challenging situation. Falling factor have to be taken into account. The most important part is the soft tissue contracture on the concave side, that is the lateral side. The bony deformity, because the varying degree of femoral lateral condyle hypoplasia and lateral medial tibial plateau defect is there. So you should consider them. And patellar malposition and may be there. Sometimes there may be lateral subluxation of the patella, or you may have an high or low patella alta or patella bassa. And if you provide correction, and if done and is done sequentially and methodically, good results can be expected. Thank you.